Om Shanti. Today's Murli is about remembrance, but I would like to begin with the slogan. So, in the slogan, Baba says, if you have attachment to anyone, it will definitely make you careless in your efforts. And it is very important to understand this. When we come to Baba, we come from a world where attachment is the norm and detachment is, detachment is a word that we don't like and we are afraid of. So when we come to Baba, we are in that stage where we don't have a very good relationship with this word detachment. And we know attachment, we are attached, we live our life with attachment. And then our identity of who we are is so fused, with in this world of attachment that even seeing yourself as you are is impossible. So, so I'm a mother, I'm a brother, I'm a wife, I'm a husband, I'm a parent, I'm a employee, I'm a this, that. All of that goes on, and then there is attachment to your physical identities. I'm the elder one in the family, or I am the younger one in the family, or I'm tall or short, or I'm healthy or unhealthy. So all of these, so there are so many identities, physical, social, professional, religious, national. We work with all of these, and then there are relationships, and our sense of who we are is so fused into all of this that seeing the soul is impossible. So for 63 births, we have done that. And we are here to do spiritual work. So, this is a spiritual class. Baba is my spiritual parent, spiritual teacher, and spiritual guide. So, whatever Baba is doing is for the spirit. And this word spiritual simply means one thing. It means for the spirit, for the soul. So this journey that we are on today is a spiritual journey, and it starts with seeing yourself as you are. Because if I can't see clearly that I'm not those identities with which I identify, I'm a being of light who belongs to the soul world, who belongs to heaven, who belongs to a world of peace and happiness. And because of all these attachments, I have ended up here. So all this body consciousness and other stuff, I've ended up here. So until and unless I recognize that first, then none of what Baba says is going to make sense to us, because Baba is talking from a spiritual plane. Baba is talking to the soul, and a soul whose buddhi is trapped in attachments can't see or listen clearly what Baba says. Because in this state of attachment, we are so blurred in our vision and in our perspective that we cannot see what Baba is talking about. Baba is talking about earning an income for 21 births and doing what's good for me, but then I'm always worrying about or concerned about these identities that I've attached myself to, so I can't even see what Baba is saying and what it means or where it leads. So Baba says if you have attachment, you will become careless in your efforts, and you will only make effort as much as there is clarity for the aim. So Baba always says that lakshya se lakshan aate hain. So what you do is very directly related to how much clarity you have about who you want to be and what's your destination. So, and when I'm body conscious, I cannot see the spiritual destination. I can only see my physical destination. So, I want to earn this much and I want to earn this one's love, or I want to win this one over, I want to attain this or capture this. That is the attainment that I can see in body consciousness. I cannot see the spiritual goal or the spiritual attachment in body consciousness. So, this is why Baba says it is very important to practice this. And it doesn't happen by attending a class. So, even if you attend a class on detachment, so that will not make you detached. That can only motivate you to engage in the meditation that will make you detached. So what this class is for? This class is for motivating you for remembrance. So Murli tells you the truth. In the Murli, Baba speaks the truth, and Baba is motivating us to take up spiritual practice. But then the practice is very different from knowing the practice. So, when you go to a doctor, the doctor will tell you stuff about your body and how to keep it healthy. But if you just pay a visit to the doctor every week and you don't follow up on what he said or what he told you to do or the medicines he asked you to take, is that going to heal you? Yes, you tell the doctor, I paid you for 5 visits and then I'm not okay, and then you are responsible for that. He would say, you paid for the consultation, you didn't pay for the practice. Practice you have to do. So Baba says that I will tell you what is to be done. Yes, and you have to do that. And if you don't do that, so if I'm studying the Murli every day, but I'm not practicing remembrance. So every day in the Murli, Baba is asking us to adhere to purity, purity of food, purity of the body, purity of the mind. And Baba is asking us to take our time to see ourselves as separate from the body and remember Baba. And only when we do that, then Baba today says you will become sweet. Yes, so we are not sweet. Yes, we are not sweet to ourselves, to others. We are not sweet while working, talking, walking. If we were sweet, the first one to experience that sweetness would be me. Yes, if you're sweet, even if other people don't think you are sweet, it's not a problem because you will feel your sweetness within yourself. And why are we not sweet? Why are we a problem for ourselves? Because we are not sweet. And what will make us sweet? This practice of detaching from the body and remembering Baba. So that our original design is just like that of Baba. So we know what Baba knows, just like Baba. Baba has come to give. Baba yesterday said that um, I am Vishwa Kalyankari. So I come for the benefit of the world. And Baba says, you are also a giver. Devta means a giver. You are also a giver in your original stage. And the basic difference between our deity stage and today is that today we do everything to get, not to give. So we've become beggars from givers. And Baba says, you detach from the body and remember me. And when you remember me, you know that you are like Baba. And just like Baba is a point of light whose sanskar is to give, I am a soul, Baba's child, and my sanskar is to give. Every thought, every word, every action of mine has to be filled with the energy of peace and love and good wishes and good feelings. And that's what I had to give all day. And if you just did that much, then you will never be empty. So Baba says you have to detach from your your old sanskar, your old ways of thinking and operating, thoughts of this old world, where everything is collapsing and disintegrating, and just come to the awareness of who you are, sit in my remembrance, and see yourself as you are. And if you keep doing that, you will become soul conscious, very sweet, and then nothing will upset you. Because your inner sweetness is what you will always feel dripping inside you. So nothing on the outside will upset you, because your inner fragrance, your inner sweetness is what is what you feel all day. Now Baba today is really trying to tell us in stern words, loving words, every kind of words Baba is using to tell us that we need to remember Baba. And Baba says that knowledge everybody likes. So every Brahmin is in love with knowledge, and knowledge we don't forget. And knowledge is not difficult. Listening to the Murli, coming to the class, we love doing that. But Maya doesn't allow you to stay in remembrance. How many of you really practice remembering Baba? So, you have to see not your idea of Baba, but Baba. Not prayer, but yoga. And if there is, so Baba says that only when you remember Baba, you will become sweet, you will become a master benefactor like Baba, you will never become upset. And Baba says you have to remember me. You cannot, there is no other way, there is no shortcut, there is not even a long cut. This is the only way. And Baba today says that, have you seen those children who do not study when it is time to study, and then they fail in the exam, and then they are very upset? Yes. And there is this one brother and child, and her mother brought him to me, and her mother said, he got very bad exam marks in his exam, so he is suicidal, he wants to commit suicide. And then he sat before me, and then I asked him, didn't you know you will get this? You wrote the exam, right? So he started laughing. Then I said, you are getting what you wrote. Are they doing some cheating with you? No. You wrote that much, you will get this much. How difficult is it to understand? So then he was laughing, and then you see, every child knows what we are doing. Are we not knowing it? But why become sorrowful when you get the result? And this applies to all of us. And if we are so foolish that we don't understand what we are doing, that's another story, yes? Every day, Baba is showing us a very clear mirror. And in that mirror, we can see what Shrimat am I following and what am I not following. And Baba says, see, check in the mirror and do what is needed, because if you don't do it, then getting upset at the end will not give you any result. And Baba says there will be a time when all these illusions will go away, and then we will be face to face with what we did and what we are getting because of that. And then Baba today says that, don't you believe that you're going to heaven? So, you have to, so you should know what study you are studying and where you are going because of this. Just like in a law school, when somebody studies, they know that I'm going to be a lawyer tomorrow. And whatever I do or not do in this school is going to impact my status as a lawyer. So similarly, Baba says you have to understand that this study is for becoming a deity, and your deity status depends on what you do or not do according to what Baba says. And this sense or this realization or this conviction or this faith that God is teaching me and I'm going to be a deity is to be worked on, because that everybody says what will happen tomorrow, and I feel this feeling of fear. Yes, and I always ask them, do you know what is going to happen tomorrow? No, but you are so convinced that you should be afraid of whatever is going to happen tomorrow. Yes? So, just like fear doesn't have a justification, why do you think believing that tomorrow there'll be heaven needs a justification? So I think the opposite of fear is intoxication. So fear is a negative intoxication where you are always thinking that something bad is going to happen, and so you're afraid of it. But then Baba says, I am telling you about the future, and Baba says that if you do as I say, I'm telling you that you're going to heaven. So why do you live your life in fear? Why don't you live your life in intoxication? Now, the two parts of what Baba says go together. So first thing is, if you follow Baba's Srimad, then you can be intoxicated about the future, because Baba is always saying Baap and Varsa, which is the father and the inheritance of the father go together. So if you belong to Baba, if you surrender to Baba, if you do as he says, then you on the internal, you will be very intoxicated that yes, I'm going to heaven tomorrow. Yes, just like fear cannot be explained, intoxication cannot be explained either. It depends on your karma. So just like body conscious karma naturally leads to fear, Karma based on Shrimat naturally leads to intoxication. And the proof of that is that every every child of Baba who follows Shrimat is intoxicated about their life, their belonging to Baba, and their future. Are they not? You see so many sisters, dadis, brothers, they are all intoxicated. They are all, when you see them, you feel like, I don't know what they've got there. What are they so happy about? They are even happy about destruction. So they're happy about everything. Why? Because when you follow Srimad, the natural consequences, you will be intoxicated about the inheritance. And if you don't follow Srimad, if you follow the dictates of Ravan, then the natural feeling that you have is fear of the future. Yes. So this is how it works. So this is a spiritual law, and Baba is telling us that you remember me and you always stay in the intoxication, in the happiness that you're going to be a deity tomorrow. If you do the karma of becoming a deity, now you see, if somebody is studying to become an engineer and you ask them, what makes you think you will become an engineer? How do you have faith you will become an engineer? Does that question even make sense? When a person studies to be an engineer, they naturally know I'm going to be an engineer. Nobody teaches them. There is no separate class for, training them to think I'm going to be an engineer. When you study to become an engineer, you think you're going to be an engineer. That's natural. So Baba says, when you study the course of becoming a deity, studies 4 subjects, Gyan, Yog, Dharana, Seva. Study is not just Murli. Murli is the foundation, and then there is remembrance, there is purity, and there is Seva. So if you are really doing all these 4, then if somebody asks you, how do you know you're going to become a deity? You look at them like, what? So if you are studying to be a deity, if you're really doing what Baba says, then you will have a natural intoxication that tomorrow I'm going and sitting on that throne. You don't have to condition yourself separately. So this is how it works. And then Baba today says that tell your mistakes to Baba. So do you write a letter to Baba every day, and do you check what you did, and do you really submit that to Baba? And there are some children in this class also who do that, who write a chart to Baba every day and send on WhatsApp. Yes, on the number that belongs to me. But there are others who don't. Now, today Baba says something. I will first read that out to you. Baba says, if you do something wrong, you should instantly write to Baba truthfully about it, so that the effect of the sin can be reduced. Otherwise, it will continue to increase. Baba tells you in order to reform you, but some of you don't want to be reformed, so you don't stop performing sinful actions. If it is not in their fortune, they don't give Baba their news honestly. When Baba receives a report about someone, he tries to reform them. Now, you have to understand this. When you stop telling the truth, when you have no intention of changing, this is a law. You look at every phase of your life. So, when you tell the truth, so telling the truth is a very good instrument for change. And when you understand, when you have decided, it's very subtle, but sometime in the journey you take a decision that I want to keep doing this sin. Yes, you make a choice. I know this is wrong, but I want to keep doing it. So the next thing you do is you start hiding it. You are not honest about it. It could be any habit. And when you want to change, you are honest about it. When you want to change, you go and first share it with the right person. Yes, don't you do that? That's a phenomena. And in this spiritual journey, Baba says that when you really want to change, tell your sins to Baba. And through the instrument, of course, because now Sakar Baba is not there. So tell your sins. If you tell them, then Baba will give you the directions to change it. And Baba says very categorically today that if a child decides, I want to continue with this sin, then they start being dishonest about it. Okay, so if you want to change, start telling the truth. And one more thing, truth is a truth about a sin is a truth if you change, if you intend to change it. Sometimes, we use this weapon of truth in a wrong way. And that wrong way is the ego of truth. And what is the ego of truth? Sometimes you think that I did something wrong, but I spoke about it honestly, or I admitted it, and that's great of me. And it's very subtle, And if you come into this is a very big trap. And I think this is the biggest trap of Maya. So, when I am being truthful about something, sometimes if I tell somebody the truth and then they start scolding me for it, let's say, and then I suddenly say, I spoke the truth and you don't even honor that. So that's the ego of truth. So truth means that you intend to change that within you. And you have told the truth so that you get whatever comes because of that truth. And that helps you to change it. You want to change, that's why you speak the truth. And in this world, Ravan has convinced us that if you say the truth, it's such a big virtue that, you should have ego about it. I'm good and I have the ego of being good. I'm honest and I have the ego about being honest. So honesty is a tool. Truth is a tool. Use it rightly. Don't let Maya deceive you in this manner. So why did you tell the truth? Not just to tell the truth, but so that you receive the directions and change it. Yes. Some feel shame, so they don't tell the truth. And then some feel guilty, so they don't tell the truth. Now, if you are ashamed and guilty, that doesn't help you in your spiritual progress. So first thing is tell the truth. And then when you tell the truth, know the intention. You want to change it. And then whatever you get from Baba. So just take one situation. Baba used to do this. What Baba used to do is, you go and tell Baba something in private. Yes. Some sin you committed, some mistake you made. And then Baba would go in front of the whole class and tell your mistake with your name. Good? Is it good? It is very good. If you want to change that thing, it's very good. What's better than 100 Brahmins staring at you when you get up, walk, eat, drink, and then looking at you like, okay, this one did this. And then it gives you so much attention on yourself, and then you can change it. Yes. So, so do you like this method? This is a very good method. You know? So if you want to really change, then use truth as a tool for change, not as a tool for ego. Don't worry what Baba does with that truth. And there are some who tell me that, I will, Didi, tell you the truth, but don't give this example in class. So I'll give you an example and I'll also tell your name in the class. Okay, so we have to understand, why am I telling the truth? And then truth is a very powerful tool for change. So Baba says that you truthfully write to Baba, and whatever instructions you get, follow them. So when you are told, okay, so when you make repeated mistakes, then you will sometimes get very strict instructions from the teacher, and follow them. They will help you get over your weakness. So Baba says, hiding will not help. Shame and guilt doesn't work for self-progress. Tell the truth, listen to the instruction, direction, do as Baba says. Very important. Okay. And then Baba today says that, so about fasting, Baba says, all the fasts and the festivals you observe refer to this time. And Baba says, while doing, so Baba says, the true fast is that of man mana bhav. However, to remain without food or water is not really a fast. So, who is telling you that remaining without food and water is not fasting? The one you fast for is telling you. So he says, everything that you do in bhakti is a symbolic, remember, is a yadgar, it's a remembrance of what you do in the true sense now. And what is the fast that Baba teaches us? The fast is man mana bhav. Let your mind and your buddhi not be connected with anything in this old world. That's fasting that Baba teaches. And Baba says, just remember Baba, remember your kingdom, and churn points of knowledge, churn the ocean of knowledge in your buddhi. That's what fast of man mana bhav is. So your mind and buddhi shouldn't touch anything of the old world. That is man mana bhav. And Baba says, this is the true fasting that I teach you. And then what you do in bhakti is not what I teach you, and that doesn't give you any benefit. Yes, and these days what they do in bhakti doesn't give benefit of bhakti also. So, the way fasts are being observed is pure hypocrisy. So, let's not go into that. So, just know that the true fasting is man manabhav. So, not touching anything in this old world, of this old world, from with your man and buddhi is the true fasting. And then Baba today says that you remember heaven. So Baba says, you remember me and remember heaven. Remember your inheritance, which is heaven. And Baba says, people in the world don't have any idea about what heaven is. Because, people think that comforts is heaven. Yes, and in the Murli today, Baba says that, the gas stove came. So I'll read that out. Baba says, at this time, there is a lot of pomp of Maya in the world. What they think heaven is a pomp of Maya. Formerly, electricity and gas didn't exist here. It has all been invented recently. It was invented about 100 years ago. People are completely trapped in those things. And these days, what science has created, these laptops and this smartphones and gadgets and games and whatnot. And then the means of comfort. So Baba says, these are all instruments of Maya. There is so much force of Maya. Baba says people are completely trapped in those things. They say this is heaven for them. There is so much force of Maya that they don't remember the Father at all. So Maya has created a pseudo heaven, because of which they don't make the effort to go to the real heaven. Yes, it's so interesting. And Baba says, they say, come and see how we are sitting in heaven now. Compared to heaven, all of that is nothing. There is so much difference between heaven and hell. Not a single thing of heaven can exist here. There everything will be Sato Pradhan. Everything will be pure there. Everything will give you peace and happiness and power and joy. That's heaven. Baba says that even the cows will be first class. You too become first class, and so your furniture, food, drink will also be first class. Yes, these days, what is everything? Whatever you eat, buy from the market, even that which is stamped organic, what is it? All third class. This is not heaven. Yes, where animals give sorrow, where humans give sorrow, where every element of nature, the food and the drink has become so poisonous. This is not heaven. Baba says, don't get trapped in the facilities here and forget your tapasya, because we need heaven. We need a world of peace and happiness. So if there is comfort around you, good. Baba doesn't say you go to the jungle and sit on a bench. No. You can sit on the sofa, but don't forget to meditate. Yes, because this sofa will rock after some time. And you want to go to a new world, you have to create it. So don't get so lost in this Maya that you forget to remember Baba. And don't remember Baba just to thank for what you've got, but remember Baba so that your sins get absolved and your vibrations create a new world. Remember Baba in the true sense. So Baba says that you come back from the subtle region having seen the fruit there, then the name given is Shubiras. So it's pure juice. That's so when Baba used to pull the buddhi to the subtle regions, then children used to taste the food and the drink of heaven, and they used to come to know what's the difference between the fruit here and there. And Baba says people of the world don't even know where heaven is. There everything is Sato Pradhan. There is no dust in heaven. There is no dust in heaven. Do you understand what heaven is? There is nothing of sorrow there. No, no malaria, no typhoid, no COVID, nothing in heaven. Nothing that, no mosquito in heaven. Nothing that gives you sorrow exists in heaven. However, some children don't yet have the intoxication that Baba is teaching them this study to make them the masters of heaven. So Baba says, children still don't understand what Baba is creating for them. If we understood, we would cooperate with Baba with our body, mind, and wealth. Okay. So if we are not giving up our mind and our bodies and surrendering everything to Baba, it's because we still don't understand what Baba is creating for us. Okay. Om Shanti.